Hey, welcome to Craft Central Designs. My name is Dwynn, and today I'm going to share with you all how I made this very cute sock bunny. This sock bunny will soon be inserted into a deco mesh Easter wreath that I'm going to be featuring in an upcoming video. On my channel, I feature home and holiday decor. If you like what you see, please subscribe and hit the like button. And as well, let me know in the comment box below what you think of my sock bunny. I think she's very, very, very cute to place inside of an Easter wreath with a buffalo and gingham check theme. Let's talk about the supplies we need for this project. All white socks is what we need. I found these Dr. Scholl's diabetes socks at Wal Mart. I chose them because they had no gray heels. It's very hard to find an all-white sock, but I did find these at Walmart. They came in a package. So the extras I'm sure I'll use for some other type of project. For the nose, I just use half wood rounds, which I'll paint pink. And I'm also going to be using a flower, as you probably noted on the neck ribbon of the bunny, and also a felt flower, which I got at Dollar Tree. These are little buttons I got at Hobby Lobby. They're satin-covered little buttons that I'm going to use for eyes. This, of course, we need a bag of rice. This is what we're going to fill the bunny with. And rubber bands to tie off the bunny. And a measuring cup, which we don't really need to measure anything. We just need to pour the rice in with that little cup. This is some jute twine from Dollar Tree, which I thought I was going to use burlap for the whiskers, but I ended up using a very lightweight black cord. Oh, you'll need a little bit of pink paint just to paint the nose and rosy up the cheeks a bit. A little bit of batting I did put in the ears just to give them a little bit of fullness. Not much, but a little. This is just a quilt batting. You could also use just regular batting. Just need a little tiny bit. This is that black cord that I was talking about. It's almost like a thread, but heavier. I don't remember where I got that. It's been so long ago that I bought it. I have a collection of ribbons. Which ones I use will be determined as I work on the project. I mentioned before, I always gather a lot of materials so that I have a lot to work with. These ribbons came from Dollar Tree, with the exception of one of the gingham checks, which I got at Hobby Lobby because it's wired. A pair of scissors. We need, of course, my glue gun. Oh, what a mess. And a silicone tool for hot glue, using hot glue. Okay, so let's get started with our socks. So we're going to roll it all the way down because I need to start pouring in rice. I want this bunny very plump and full. And as you can see, I'm going to make a huge mess. This really could have been a two-person job, would have been much easier. But you'll see me struggling and getting rice all over the place. It makes me reminiscent of a project I did at Christmas time with fake snow when I made a snowman tower. And I cleaned up snow for like 2 days. So I can hear the rice hitting the floor. So it's going to be a similar situation there. But anyway, so I continue to try and figure out the best way to get this rice down inside of this sock. And as you can see, the spillage is driving me crazy. So I roll the sock down and I keep trying to open it up to pour in the rice. And then finally I realize that the best thing to do is just to pull upward on the sock and let it just fall down in like so. You'll see me doing this in just a minute. But I shake it down and I keep forming it and seeing if I'm getting the right shape and the right fullness. So I continue pouring in the rice. And I just shake it down. And I was determined that this rabbit was going to be very plump and round on the bottom. So I continued to keep trying to achieve that look with more and more rice. Here's where you can see me start to do it. I start pulling up on the top of the sock. And when I did that, I saw that it allowed that material around the bottom to kind of stretch out, and then the rice would filled in better like that. I wanted it nice and round, so that's the look I'm trying to achieve here. Stopping to shape it, see if it's the right fullness. And I decided it wasn't quite enough, so more rice. The process got a little bit easier the more I did it. See how I shake it down? That material just kind of stretches on the sock, and it enables you to get more of a fuller, rounder body for the sock bunny. So it looks like I pretty much got it like I like it. So I have my rubber band. I'm just going to wrap it around like you would a ponytail several times. This is going to secure the body, and the rice is not going to come out. So I hold it, look at it, see if it looks to be the right shape. That seam that I just pointed to on the bottom of the sock, it's not going to show. So that's what I was concerned about in the beginning. I didn't want any threads or anything to show on the sock. Okay, now I'm forming the head. The head's going to be smaller, of course. And now you can see I've gotten a little bit better at dealing with the rice. I made a gnome at Christmas time. Didn't seem to have that much trouble with the rice process as I was having with this rabbit. But anyway, so I think I've got the right shape and fullness for the head. So I'm going to pull that up. I'm showing you here. The body of the rabbit is a little bit bigger than the head. So I'm going to take another rubber band and tie it around. Now I decided for the bunny, rather than to cut down the center of that piece on the top to form two ears, I decided just to make that piece one ear. And you'll be able to see what I mean by that in just a minute, but it seemed to me a better idea to leave that as it was and then just take another one of the socks, actually the mate for that sock bunny sock, and just use that for the ear. So I figured by gathering up the end, I could attach it to the head and form the second ear. So that's what I did. I gathered it up. I took a little pipe cleaner, a white one, and I wrapped it around real snug there. And I'm going to attach that to the head so then I will have that second ear. I just put some hot glue on that so I could attach the ear. Press it down. No, I didn't burn myself, but it looked like I should have burnt myself, but I didn't. Maybe my fingers are getting tough from so many years of crafting with a hot glue gun. I don't know. Anyway, I hold it on there to secure it for a bit. And now I have two long floppy ears, which is exactly what I wanted. I didn't want to do this bunny with ears that stood up. I wanted long floppy ears. Now I noticed that I could see the rubber band from the ear where we tied off the rubber band on the top of the head. And me being as anal as I am, I just had to cover it up, even though you're never going to see it, because the ribbon that I'm going to be putting on the head is going to completely cover up everything. But I had to do it anyway. So I used my little tool there to keep from burning the heck out of my fingers. So now I have 2 long, floppy bunny ears. And now I just spend a little time shaping it, see if it looks pretty much like I want it to look. This is kind of an ongoing process because with the rice in the sock, you have a lot of means to shape it. So I put a little glue there to secure the head a little bit to the body. And now I'm showing you where we are thus far. We have 2 ears, a body, and a head. All right, so what I did with the ears is that they were straight across on the bottom. So I wanted to shape them a little bit with a little bit of a curve. So I cut that one out. And then now you're going to see me cut the other one out. I lay it on top of the one I already cut out, just to give it a little curve to the ear. Now you could have a little bit of fraying from the sock here, but it really doesn't matter. We can take care of that later. And of course, trimming in a little bit more. You can see me doing that there. All right, so that I cut a couple of pieces of that batting using the floppy ear as a template, but I'm not going to put that in quite yet, because one thing I want to do first, I want to insert a pipe cleaner in the ear. This will enable me to have a little flexibility in how I position the ear. I do this a lot with like gnome hats and ears on other projects, because it gives me the ability to bend and shape something. You see, I stuck my pipe cleaner all the way up right to the end. Now see what happens? It gives me that ability to make those ears stand up a little bit. Finish putting the glue on, then I just run my finger down to attach that fabric to the pipe cleaner. And you won't be able to see it inside of there. It's just that it's a good thing to do, just to be able to shape, give you a little bit of ability to shape the ear. And I did it on the other side, off camera. Now I'm just going to insert that little piece of batting, and this is only going to add just a slight bit of padding or fullness to the ear. We don't want too much, because you don't want the ears to be full, because rabbit ears are rather flat, so we want it to kind of stay that way. Now, oops, I bumped the camera, sorry about that. Okay, so now I'm going to use my glue gun to close the ends of the ear. And be careful here, because it's a great opportunity to get burnt. And you should see, I should be using my tool here, but I didn't. And again, trimming up a little bit. You'll see me using my little tiny Dollar Tree scissors. I use these all the time. They're just great little tiny scissors. So I trim up both ears. Shape the ears a little bit. You can see thus far where we are. Shaping the body again a little bit. And next, what I decided to do to kind of control the little frayed edges, I put a little bit of Mod Podge on my fingertip, and I just ran it along the edge of the ear there. That would keep everything in control with as far as fraying. So that worked rather well. Now I'm taking my half rounds. I'm actually doing 2 at a time here because I'm making another bunny later. But I took some pink paint, doesn't matter what color, just something similar to maybe the flowers that you use on the bunny. And I just take a paintbrush, stick it on a piece of painter's tape to make it easier to hold. And then I just paint the tops. That's the nose there for the bunny. Also, those little flowers that I got I got them in the sewing department actually at Wal Mart. I don't know, they're kind of like a resin or an acrylic or something. I'm not sure what they're made of, but they're hard. So anyway, I decided to paint a couple of those to wasn't sure which one I was going to end up using, but so I painted 2, and I'm going to use that on the bunny. You'll see in a minute. So there's our bunny so far. Now we want to put a really awesome bow on the bunny's head. So for this, I'm going to use the ribbon that I got at Hobby Lobby at Christmas time. I'm going to make a simple 2 loop on each side bow. I have bow tutorials that you can see to show you how I did this technique. This isn't a bow making tutorial, but you can see what I'm doing. I'm just forming loops, gathering it in the middle. Oh, that flower is going to look so good on there. And it's going to go right there on the head. I use a pipe cleaner, wrap it around, so there's 2 loops on each side. Twist it in the back. And I'm going to cut the ribbon off there. Cut off the pipe cleaner, because this is just going to be glued right to the bunny head. And that's what it's going to be, placed just off midline. I don't want it right in the middle, but just a little bit over there closer to one of the ears. You could do it either side. And I'm going to put my little felt flower on there. That was such a great find at Dollar Tree. Oh my gosh, I love that flower for this bunny. It's just so perfect. So I'm going to put some hot glue on that bow and stick it right there by the bunny's ear. Now those bunny ears, you can manipulate them because now you have that pipe cleaner in there. So you can make them stand up a little bit so they can be seen over the top of that bow. And then, of course, now we have to glue on the felt flower. Put that right in the center. Oh my gosh. Love, love. That is so cute. See how it's becoming a little sock bunny. It's so cute. Okay, so now what we're going to do, I did put a piece of ribbon around the neck. I didn't do that on camera, but and here I'm trying to decide if I'm going to make burlap whiskers, which I ended up not doing. But the whiskers are just 3 pieces of cord, and you just glue the pink half wood round right in the center, and you have whiskers. So now I'm making another bow, which is going to go around the neck. So you can see I'm forming a 3-loop bow on each side. This is just a very simple bow, and I'm going to be adding other ribbons to it. Because as you've heard me say in my previous videos, I love to mix ribbons. It gives so much visual interest to a project. I cut that off in the back. And next I'm going to add, just for visual interest, a little polka dot ribbon. Just 2 loops on each side. This one isn't wired. So I just form the loops with my index finger and my thumb, and I hold it there, and again, I'm going to wrap a pipe cleaner around it. I love pipe cleaners. I couldn't craft without them. They're fantastic. Okay, so now I decide I need one more layer on my bow. And I just took this Dollar Tree ribbon. It's very flimsy and has no wire in it, but I just formed 2 loops on each side, a 2 loop on each side bow, because I wanted just a little extra on top there. Now we're going to be putting one of those pink flowers right in the middle. So I cut the ribbon off. And again, we're going to use a pipe cleaner. Wrap it around, twist it in the back. Give it a good couple of twists. Now we're going to take that and connect all of those ribbons together. All 3 of the little bows that I made. Twist it in the back. Now they're all connected. This is going to be glued directly onto the bunnies. So we're, in just a second here, we're going to cut off the back of the pipe cleaner. Right now I'm just adjusting the bows a little bit out of frame. Sorry about that. All I'm doing here is just forming the loops and trying to decide how I want it to look. And there it is. Now you can put the bow on whichever side you like. Maybe you would like it on the other side. It doesn't really matter. Oh, that looks so cute. So I put a dab of glue there with the hot glue gun. Press it down, let it dry a little bit. Now I'm going to attach that right directly to the bunny. Press it in, make sure it's secure. A little bit off to the side. I don't want it right in the middle, just a little bit off to the side. Oh, so pretty. It's really starting to look like a really, really super cute sock bunny. And I'm showing you there. So cute. Now, next thing, we have to do the face. Now, I was still trying to decide here whether I wanted to use burlap, and I decided no. I decided to use the cord. So I made the whiskers. I glued the eyeballs on, which looked really cute because they were satin covered. And anybody use these little glue dispensers. I do quilling with them, and they are so wonderful for just giving you just a tiny stream of glue. And on the face, I wanted just the whiskers to stay in place where I wanted them. Again, this is just very, very small, very fine black cording. I also put a little bit of paintbrush on a bristle brush and really dried off the paint and just did a very, very light blush for pink cheeks. Be sure you're not heavy-handed with that. Really make sure you have a nice dry brush. Just a little hint of pink for rosy cheeks for our very, very cute little sock bunny. And here we have the finished product. Now this, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, oh my gosh, love. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, is she so cute or what? Oh my gosh. This bunny is going to be, I'm getting carried away here, inserted into an Easter wreath. And this is the beautiful bow. I made this in a previous video, how to make a mixed ribbon bow. Check that out. And then the little sign below it is going to be also inserted into the wreath. So if you like what you see, please subscribe to my channel. As well, please hit the like button and leave your comments in the comment box below. Watch for the upcoming video where I will be placing this very cute bunny in an Easter wreath. Until then, take care and see you next time.